Hello, and thanks for watching another episode of ARFCOM News, your twice-weekly dose of the finest 2A propaganda. And because persuasive statistics are the cornerstone of any effective propaganda, I thought I'd do a public service and hit you with some of my favorite statistics today. Seeing as how we are well into second summer here in Phoenix, let's start off with European hypocrisy at its finest. So you know how those insufferable Europores often run their mouths with an air of superiority about American violence? Well, it turns out their obstinacy over air conditioning kills more people than guns do in the US. According to the World Health Organization, the European region suffers about 175,000 excess deaths due to heat annually. According to the CDC, there are about 18,000 firearm homicides per year in the US, and that number is smaller. But you, dear viewer, are astute and a really smart person, and you know I'm not telling you the whole truth if we don't compare rates, because the populations are different. So the WHO European region's rate of excess heat death is 23.5 per 100,000, and the US firearm homicide rate? 5.4.
Let me do the math here.
That's right, you're almost 5 times more likely to be killed by a European Luddite than an American with a gun. I hear they don't even allow you to open a window in the UK. As always, I may be a propagandist, but I show my work, so links to the sources are in the doobly-doo, and thanks to Phoenix for pointing it out, or I wouldn't even know about it.
You were brilliant, folks.
But hey, it would be impossible for us to produce quality 2A propaganda without sponsors. So let's pay some bills. Today's video is sponsored by Springfield Armory.
Imagine a 9mm carbine with roller delay action just like Kraut Space Magic. Now imagine it didn't have garbage ergonomics. The brand new Kuna from Springfield Armory gives you that roller delayed, smooth recoil you're looking for with reversible, non-reciprocating charging handle and MB absolutely everything.
And by 1776 Insurance. Most homeowners' policies only cover up to $2,500 for firearms. Now, I don't know about you, but I've got more than that in just optics. 1776 gives you comprehensive coverage against breakage, theft, fire, and burglary for all of your guns, and you don't have to give them your serial numbers. Now, before I go on to the stories you came here for, here's a couple more quick maths you might find useful on your internet battles. Cops are twice as likely to shoot innocent bystanders as armed citizens and 6 times more likely to be convicted of a crime as CCW holders. Doctors kill almost 13 times as many people in the US as guns do. 75% of Mexican crime guns come from the Mexican government. Americans are more likely to be killed by a bee sting or a lightning strike than a school but for some reason, you never hear Karens clutching their pearls and whimpering about common sense bee control. And the CDC reports a minimum of 60,000 defensive gun uses per year. But, as Benjamin Disraeli said, there are 3 kinds of lies. Lies, damned lies, and statistics.
A damn lie.
By way of example, I could have easily misled you in that opening statistic if instead of focusing on homicides, I had also intentionally included rage-quitting life statistics, and if I used the richer European Union nations instead of the WHO region. If I did that, the numbers would be inverted and there would be more gun deaths in the US than heat deaths in Europe, but that would be an extremely disingenuous way to add the figures, wouldn't it? If it wasn't an organization chock full of the most degenerate, morally bankrupt losers ever to draw a GS grade, I might feel sorry for the folks at the ATF because their bad luck just never seems to end.
Troubles never singly come.
Now it looks as though President Trump has sicked Doge on F-Troop, which is of course hilarious for a number of reasons. Per Reuters, Doge sent staff over to ATF to revise or eliminate more than 50 firearms-related rules and regulations, and they were supposed to finish today. Aside from the pure schadenfreude, there is no denying that Doge has the ability to find waste and abuse, and I think it's fair to conclude ATF is rife with, waste and abuse. You probably remember we reported about how it was common practice at ATF to falsify payroll so non-law enforcement agents could get paid as if they were. And I would be remiss if I didn't point out the absolute irony in an organization named after a dog biting an agency famed for unaliving our best friends. Does it really mean anything? ATF doesn't answer to Doge. They can just make recommendations, they can't give orders. And Doge recommendations didn't mean anything when it came time for budget reconciliation. On the other hand, President Trump absolutely can instruct the ATF to comply with whatever Doge comes up with. On yet another hand, we gun owners chimped out real hard over the big bloated bill, and he might be resentful about that. He could take it like a man and show us he really is on our side, but I'm thinking spite is more his style. What do you guys think? You folks told me you enjoy watching Gavin Newsom mauled and seethe every bit as much as I do, so I know you will take pleasure in hearing Californistan just got hit with a summary judgment, finding their failure to provide any legal route for out-of-state residents to carry is unconstitutional.
Duh.
Californistan has no provision for out-of-state permits or reciprocity, so it will be interesting to see which route they will make technically barely feasible. My bet is they'll allow permits from only neighboring states first and get smacked down in court again. But they could impose an exorbitant fee on out-of-state permits and get smacked down for that instead. In any case, I can't see them coming clean and just complying with the court's wishes and the Constitution anytime soon. What do you folks think? Now, before I give you that moment of zen I know you skipped ahead for, it's okay, I still love you, I have to do that YouTuber thing and remind you that the tube of views often unsubscribes people from wrongthink like this. So be sure to primary that like button and drill the third hole on that subscribe button. If you think we earned it, of course. And now, for your moment of zen. Hello, friend. Do you like pews and pew-related things? Would you like to help us keep delivering you pure American pew plug-in at the low, low price of free? We literally couldn't pay the bills without our sponsors, so do us a solid and get yourself something nice from them. You deserve it. I love you.